Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn from the Box Press Studio, Seth Geis, and from the Pastani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
I'm getting a little box pressed by Kirk Cousins tonight, and I love it.
There you go, buddy. It's weather's kind of crappy. It's not really Connecticut weather, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like a Maduro heavier cigar weather, not a Connecticut weather.
Okay. All right. Okay, so today we are talking about if I can find this, they move the buttons all over the place.
I got to be like that too.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Don't change the interface.
All right. So today we are talking about the Oscar Valladares, the Oscar Connecticut Robusto. Cigar is 5" by 50. Comes out
Whoa,
of
it's
the
green.
Oscar Valladares factory in Honduras. Honduran Connecticut for the wrapper. Binders from Honduras, fillers from Honduras and Nicaragua. Blended by Oscar Valladares. Price point is $11.80. Cigar was released in July of 2023. So with all that out of the way, Jiunn, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
It was super vegetal. I don't know why. It was just like super vegetal. Tasted like hay, grass, like green.
Okay.
Did you smoke the green decorative leaf on the end of the cigar?
Was I not supposed to smoke that?
No.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was good. Just kidding. I thought the first third was like the epitome of what a really good Connecticut shave for me is, which is, in nature it has to be like sweet, nutty, got a little hay grassiness to it, but just overall like really easygoing, like almost like pastry style kind of notes with like just enough layered spices to it. So the first third was really good, but for whatever reason, the last couple of thirds fell off quite a bit. A lot of that sweetness left within the second and last third, which made it just kind of a mixture of like spice and grassiness, which wasn't bad, but it was just not as good as what the first third was.
All right, Seth, what about you?
Listen, the first third had that classic cream and earth profile, a little bit of sweet spices, had some pepper with graham cracker notes, hay and cedar. I thought it was delivering some really good Connecticut flavor profiles, and it had that. Listen, we've been smoking cigars long enough. We know what a Honduran Connecticut smokes like, especially with a lot of Honduran tobacco. And if it's good, that's the quality delivered, in my opinion. So someone's like, I don't understand what he's talking about. Fucking smoke more Honduran cigars. And I felt it kind of really continued throughout the second and final third. It wasn't. I think, when you continue with that flavorful profile, it just kind of becomes a little. When you get to the final third, you're hoping for a little bit more complexity to make it a good cigar, but it still had that solid quality. Really great burn and draw throughout. Yeah, really nice Connecticut. John?
I also like this. I did find the smoke in the candela wrap to be a bit of a off-putting flavor. Like I don't know what. No, I'm just kidding. Don't smoke the candela, folks. Take it off. It was an interesting. I think Jiunn kind of touched on it. It was a very interesting, very engaging first third. I mean, definitely the first third was the by far the best part of the cigar. Because it kind of came out of the gate with the Connecticut profile, but also left field with bread, wood, really strong cinnamon in the center of the profile, which was really nice. Spices in the retrohale, spices in the post draw, and kind of became this like Mexican hot chocolate profile with chocolate and cinnamon. And I was like, this is really interesting. And then it kind of fell back to a softer profile once it kind of got settled in, which was nice because I don't want a Connecticut to be like super strong. Second, third, kind of more baking spices, sweet tobacco, bread, kind of more up tempo spices in the post draw.
Let's
That doesn't happen very
Oof.
often. Whew. Chocolate in the retrohale, chocolate in the middle, and again, kind of cinnamon, but this time in the post draw. So, first third and second third were good, and then the last third kind of started out okay, sweet tobacco wood and sweet bread, but there just wasn't enough kind of dynamic character to those flavors to keep me engaged in the same way. Uh, like like my good friend Seth said, burn was perfect, draw was perfect, which is not a surprise because Oscar owns his own factory and I think he's got pretty high standards. So yeah, it was a nice, cigar, nice review. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted cedar and toasted hay with some black pepper a bit behind. Some earthiness joined in pretty quickly and some mustiness a little bit later. Second, third saw the components move around in fullness a bit, and then the final third saw a vegetal note join in. Construction absolutely perfect for me as well, so no issues there. But I thought the cigar had an average flavor profile throughout. Body and strength levels were higher than the traditional Connecticut shade offerings out there. But overall, the profile just wasn't all that exciting to me in this, if you're not a traditional Connecticut shade smoker, I could see how this might be something you'd be open to smoking, to kind of try your hand at a Connecticut shade that doesn't kind of smoke like one, but it kind of gets closer to that full-bodied territory. So just not something I really see myself coming back to. Maybe a different Vitola I could try or something like that, but it just doesn't really do it for me, I don't think so. All right, so let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John and Seth both gave it a 6.82. Jiunn gave it a 6.1. I gave it a 5.75. So, Seth, how about 6.82 matchup for you?
Listen, I thought it was a really good Connecticut. I think the biggest debate that I had actually in the conversation I wanted to have with you guys, even the conversation I had with Coop, was the need to have the tobacco leaf around the cigar. I thought it was a pretty cigar in general. I thought it was a really good Connecticut. I think it's a Connecticut that a lot of smokers would like. The biggest challenge is getting them behind Oscar, and then if you tell them that it's a lot of Honduran, I guarantee that's going to turn off a lot of smokers. I don't know why, but it's a really good Connecticut. John?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times we've said it, but when Hondurans are good, they're good, and when Hondurans are not good, they're really not good. And I think for me, Oscar tends to hit more than he misses. I agree with your comments, Aaron. I don't think that this is a Connecticut for traditional Connecticut smokers. This is the Connecticut for new market smokers. And to me, I do need that 6.8 score. To me is what separates kind of something that I would return to on a regular basis versus something maybe in the low sixes where I'm like, yeah, it's nice, but I don't know if I'm going to buy it again. And I kind of do agree with Seth. I don't know that the cigar needed I mean, I know that's kind of his trademark to put the extra tobacco in there, but I don't know that it needed it. But the score matches up well. There's really, no flaws here.
All right, Jiunn 6.1.
I like the Candela wrapper because it's like you get 2 cigars for the price of 1.
Or a blunt wrap,
Hey,
perhaps.
Oh gosh,
You get a
Jiunn,
burrito.
please
It's
just
like
tell it
it's a
I don't know,
tasting.
man.
It's a tasting kit. I view it as a tasting
Little
kit.
green with your green, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Did you
you
smoke
wrap
it?
marijuana in there.
Did you do that too? That's what I
Yeah,
did,
you
man.
could. You could.
That's what I
You
did.
should.
Good.
It's
It
pretty
was
well
rough.
humidified. It was in the
Dude,
Nothing
it was
wrong with that.
no,
Nothing
let me
wrong with
tell you,
that.
it was a rough smoke.
Yeah. Looks innocent.
It was super
No,
dry.
oh
Mine
yeah,
was super
it
dry.
looked innocent, it looked
Oh, was
healthy.
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
Looked
looked
mine was
dry.
organic.
super.
I took it off. I had crumble it off because it was
Well,
kind of stuck at
Oh
the top.
Really?
really?
Yeah.
No, mine was
See,
the opposite. Mine had
mine was like, it actually, to be honest, was to the point, and I know you haven't broken it down yet, Aaron, and I'm just trying to delay your low 5.75, but I was actually, it kind of got stuck to the Connecticut wrapper.
Yeah.
And that's part of my hesitation was like, I know he's used it before, but I just didn't think it was necessary. I thought it was a good Connecticut. It wasn't like the Aganorsa Connecticut, which was ugly as fuck.
shots fired.
Have we reviewed that one yet?
We're doing that like two
Coming up.
more.
Hey! No, it was a good looking Connecticut. There was no need to hide it behind that, but I know that's his thing.
Yeah. All right, so my 5.75 matches up well. Average flavor profile throughout, but perfect construction. So that worked out well for it. But yeah, just I like Connecticut's. I like different Connecticut's. This just didn't hit me on either of those facets. So You know, just a miss for me, but that's all right. Any other final thoughts from you guys on this one?
Did you like it? No, you can't tell me because we haven't reviewed it yet, and I need to review it.
Yeah,
Damn
well,
it. I know, I'll have to wait.
all right.
Means I have to smoke the other cigar.
All right. Wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Oscar the Oscar? Oscar.